Mic check 1 2. It's the Y2K collector, and I'm coming at you with a non-video game related message right now. I guess video games do apply here, but this is one of the kind of off-topic, quick PSAs that I'll do every once in a while. And I know what I have here is very rudimentary. I have a watch, a Game Boy, and a set of house keys, but there's a reason why I have these three things here, because I think for a lot of people who frequent the gaming community, who subscribe to a lot of gaming content, sometimes we can be just so enamored with the hobby, so engulfed in gaming that we kind of lose focus on priorities. And I know that there's a wide range of folks who follow my channel, from ages, 4 all the way up to folks in their 70s watch my channel. And so I know that there are people that are in different phases of life. You're doing different things and you're trying to accomplish different things. But there are two things that are more important than video games. And I'm going to talk to the first applies to the everyone, I guess, but I guess both apply to everyone. Let's talk about it. Time is more important than video games. What do I mean? You only get 24 hours in a day, and you have to break down how you're going to spend that 24 hours. A healthy amount of time needs to be spent resting. So if you give yourself 7 hours of sleep, that's a healthy amount of time to rest. Then after that, you're left with 17 hours. What are you doing with that time? Depending on where you're at in life, it's safe to say that you're going to be putting at least 8 of those hours into working for someone else. Unless you own your own business or you have your own company, 8 of those hours are going to be spent working for someone else. So 15 hours are out the window. Then you have about the other 9 hours left in a day. And if you have a family, if you have friends, a considerable amount of time you will want to spend with family, because there's nothing more important than family. So let's just say you give 4 hours, 5 hours to family. You're going to need some you time, of course, right? So let's say you give yourself a couple hours of you time, and that leaves you with 3 hours in that 24 hours, right? So realistically, if you wanted to allocate those 3 hours in your day to just gaming, whether it be game hunting, video game playing, you can do that. But in my opinion, under the current economic conditions, I wouldn't advise that. Which leads me to this symbol right here. If you're someone who's in your teens, and you're getting ready to go to college, you're choosing a career, now is the time where you want to maximize your youth, your energy, your vibrancy, because the future from a financial standpoint is looking rough for the next generation. Why do I say that? I say that because inflation is really high and things are a lot more expensive than they were even when I was a kid, and I'm not even that old, right? But I don't anticipate things getting cheaper. A lot of folks are waiting for inflation to come back down. A lot of folks are waiting for, prices to come down. But I just don't believe that this is going to happen. I don't believe that this is going to happen because our national debt is so high that if we were to enter into a deflationary market, it would cause the US dollar to basically lose its reserve status. And if the US dollar lost its reserve status, it'd be a whole lot of problems for a whole lot of people. I'm not going to dive too much into that. If you want to know about reserve currency and the role that the US dollar plays in that, there are a ton of videos that you can dive into, but I don't want to dive too deep into that. My main point here is that I do not see inflation going away. It's going to get worse, right? And one of the most important things that you have when you have like a hierarchy of needs as a human being is shelter. You need to ensure that you have shelter. Now, if you're a younger person watching my channel, odds are you still live at home with mom and dad, or maybe mom, or maybe just dad, or dad and dad, or mom and mom, whatever, right? The point of the matter is that you're being taken care of, but eventually you will have to stand on your own 2 feet. You will have to provide for yourself. And shelter is going to be the most expensive thing that you pay for. Shelter. It's the most expensive things that folks are paying for today. And unfortunately, there is a massive struggle when it comes to people being able to find affordable shelter. Home prices are higher than they've ever been. So if you're wanting to purchase a home, then good luck. Because right now, home prices are extremely inflated. Average price of a home, over $400,000. And unfortunately, salaries have not risen at the same rate home prices have. And the chance that there's going to be some type of market crash, or the chance that there's going to be an event that causes home prices collectively to drop 20 to 30% is nearly non-existent. It's just not going to happen. I know a lot of people are looking at interest rates, hoping that interest rates will drop so that home prices can become, so that home affordability can come back. But the unfortunate part about that is that if interest rates go down, home prices are going to go even higher, because it's going to increase demand. More people are going to be looking for homes, and that's just the way it is. Demand, the more people want something, the higher the prices go. I say all that to say that there's a lot of, I know that a lot of folks who play games, us gamers, we tend to have a lot of skill. We're usually critical thinkers. Um, and more than anything else, we tend to have a lot of time. If you tell me that you were able to put 20 hours, 30 hours, 40 hours, 100 hours into a game, that's a lot of hours that could have been put into some type of a hustle, some type of a grind, into something that's going to generate you some more money, which is a big part of the reason why I can't hate on the resellers too much, because all those guys are really doing, they're trying to make some money, which is what we all need to be doing. We all need to be making money. Now, obviously, there's ways to make money. You can argue with me on morals and values and scruples and what's right and wrong when it comes to reselling. We can argue that another day. But the point of the matter is that right now, when I look at where we're at, where this generation is at in terms of finances and time, it's looking really rough. If you were able to purchase your home prior to all of this madness, shout out to you. If you were able to purchase when interest rates were under 3%, shout out to you times two, because you have put yourself in a great position to be able to weather this storm that's coming. It's probably already here. But things are not going down. Prices are not going down. And if you do not have a lot of money, the next best resource that you have is time. So use it wisely. Use it wisely. Use your time wisely. If you're going to jump on YouTube and you're going to watch a bunch of game collecting and game hunting videos, follow that up with a few videos on how to generate income, how to start a business in your local area, how to get a license that will enable you to earn more money, how to get certificates that will help you improve your salary. Find ways to generate more revenue for yourself and for your family, because things are only going to get tougher. And not only do I think inflation isn't going away, I think inflation is actually going to increase. I think prices are going to go up and up and up. And how does this relate to video games? Well, I mean, guess what? These game companies, they have to make money too. And they're going to keep releasing games. They're going to keep releasing systems. They're going to keep releasing consoles. And even me, we're going to have to get to a place where we say, okay, what makes more sense? Buying this new system for $600, $700, or maybe completing the library that I already have, or maybe finishing the games that I already have, or maybe selling or trading away the games that I've already completed so that I can get new games. We're going to have to start making smart decisions with our time, with our video games, and we're going to have to start thinking about shelter, because, like I said, the inflation is through the roof. I typically like to keep a pulse on what's happening economy-wise, and I suggest you do the same. I'm not a financial advisor or anything like that, but Smart people just try to know at least the basics about what's going on. But let me know your thoughts. It's the Y2K Collector. I'll talk to you soon. Take it easy.